Don't mind me while I enjoy this tea.
Yo, so what's going on guys? Compounds over 10 back here again for another video here on this channel, and today we're going for a commentary style video in the sense of that we're reacting to some tea, as you saw in the intro, aka drama, between JJ, KSI and his brother Deji, Comedy Shorts Gamer. He just dropped, well he didn't just drop, he dropped a video about 45 minutes ago earlier. I just came back from work, I've watched it, but I'm going to go over some points on it here, which I think some people are taking really too seriously. I'm going to try, when watching it, I try to be as unbiased as possible because things. There are two sides to every story. If you haven't learned that in the last week between James Charles and Tati and FaZe and Tfue and everything like that, then you need to open your mind just a tad bit more. But in I'm gonna try and give some unbiased points to you as well. So in the spirit of being unbiased. Okay, I don't know how smooth that transition was, but you get the idea. I'm no longer wearing JJ's merch, stuff like that. Anyway, so also, before I quickly get into this, I'm recording on my phone today because my phone camera is actually better than this camera. If I remember to do that little transition, I will. But I've got both my webcam and my phone recording because this camera is just better for overall stuff. When I'm looking at the video, I will be using you guys though. So, I'm going to go over some points from this video which I either agree with, can see Deji's point from, or totally disagree with, and just talk to you guys about it because, like, I don't know, it's difficult. Like, I love JJ, I really like Deji too, but in the scheme of things, I think some people are taking this way too far. I think Deji himself has reacted a little bit over the top. JJ himself, again, it says in this clip here.
Alright, so me and everyone else, we were just doing a quick family fortunes video, and this happened.
Name a dead YouTube channel.
Deji. Oh, wow, that's family. That's family, bro. That's family.
I think that's too much of an instinct.
You mean what can you define dead?
Dead as in not doing well on YouTube.
Deji's doing well, man.
Our survey says.
So as soon as that happened, I kind of knew that my bro wouldn't take that nicely. He kind of takes everything to heart. He kind of overreacts over everything, so it's just how it is.
That, Deji overreacts a lot to stuff, hence why when Randolph made a comment about his channel being dead, which sparked all this YouTube drama all that time ago, why it pissed him off as much as it did. So, a couple of months have gone by since that. If you haven't been aware, obviously, what happened, Randolph made a comment, Deji didn't like it. Deji and Randolph had some back and forth in diss tracks. JJ seemed to to back Randolph a bit more than he backed Deji, which pissed off Deji. Deji then dropped a diss track on JJ. JJ asked him to remove it to be civil again because they were at each other's throats. Deji removed it. They were they were brothers again for a decent amount of time. Then Deji re-uploaded the video, and now JJ's like, "Nah, I'm done with Deji." And now Deji, a week later, has uploaded this video, of which we are about to watch. So, if you guys are liking the idea of this video, and if you've got any opinions down by yourself, leave a like down below, as well as comment if you agree with my decisions or if you agree with my opinions. Leave a comment down below as well. But let's just jump right in to this tea. Right, so I'm actually changing my mind. I'm not going to have the webcam on there because it's A, kind of pointless, B, like, it's easier just to swap to this when I need to. So I'm going to have the video on. I may leave my microphone on, or I'll have the microphone on anyway, but during it, but you get the point. So anyway, let's just jump straight into this mess.
So with this video, I am not looking for any sympathy.
Bullshit. Already, I'm 2 seconds in. Absolute bullshit. There's no way that you're not making this video for sympathy, Deji. I'm sorry, but while still trying to be biased, you wouldn't make this video if you were not trying to get sympathy. You could. There's a message that he's kind of trying to portray later in the video that, if it's true, you wouldn't need to make the video. Like, you could just try and ignore what's going on and move on. It's easier said than done, but eventually it would blow over. So, and KSI's already said that he's not going to interact with him anymore. So again, leading back to the point of that, it would blow over. Either way, that's yeah. Obviously, also the video will be jumping around. I'm not going to react to the whole 45-minute video. It's literally just the key points. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, I promise.
I'm simply just trying to clear my name. I'm going to explain step by step why I did what I did regarding the whole situation with my brother. But for you to really understand, like to fully understand, we have to go back to 2012. So
Right, so in this bit that you're about to see, well, I'm going to skip through, well, I'm going to skip past it, I think. But essentially, what Deji is about to say is that, first of all, he's going to thank KSI for helping him realize that he wanted to do YouTube, stuff like that, brotherly stuff like that, and he thanks him for that, and then goes on to talk about when JJ and him made videos as, you know, kids, when, you know, when JJ pretty much just started his channel and was doing videos with Deji. Deji, I don't think, had even made his channel yet, so I'm gonna skip ahead in the video to the point where he actually starts talking about where the videos start to take effect on him.
So obviously it all started off with just an innocent slap, a few Q&As like slap Deji.
Slap Deji.
Oh god, what?
Ow! Oh, hell nah!
And all that stuff. It started off innocent. Obviously I saw the fun side of it too, because like at the time it was funny.
Right, okay, so keep a hold of this. He says that at the time he found it funny too. In my opinion, it's very vital to a key aspect of it, and I have an argument against it as well. I'll need to try and remember it, but just keep a hold of that note that he says at the time he found it funny.
Everybody found it funny in the comments. Everyone was just having a laugh. But through the progression of those videos that we did, you know, on my brother's second channel, slowly, progressively, it started to get more violent. From throwing controllers.
You need to piss off. Fuck you.
To throwing bottles. Belts.
Oh, what's your problem? What? You can't belt me. Give me my belt. Give me my belt. You can't belt me. I just want to put on my belt.
You can't put on your
I
belt.
just want to put on my belt because my trousers are falling. Give me my belt. Give me my belt. Give me my belt, nigga.
Even chairs.
I picked this, JJ. I picked this. Why? Fucking hell. Why?
Honestly, yes, chairs.
Right, okay, so in this part, obviously I get where Deji's coming from. Obviously, yes, the videos got a bit more violent, right? Was it necessary for KSI? No, he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have been that aggressive towards his brother. At the same time, it was what was working on YouTube. By no near is it an excuse to go ahead and, you know, punch your brother and stuff like that. But, and again, then as another counterpoint for that, brothers do that shit all the time. As a half of a brother, I have a brother, I go through this shit, or not so much now, but I used to go through this shit as a kid, like, so much. My brother and me would fight all the time. Whether it be, as he gave an example, chucking bottles at each other, chucking toy blocks or whatever, or, you know, just straight up spearing each other into the bloody sofa, we fought. Whether it's on camera or in private, which, again, also, Deji and JJ have also said countless times that they fight off camera a lot, in tweets and videos and everything like that. Brothers do what brothers do. They fight, they play, they argue, they want to kill each other, and then the next minute, 5 minutes later, they love each other. It's just a way of life. In that sense, I get where he's coming from. It was for aggressive. But for you to then come by the fact of that it's now taking effect on your video, there's a bit that's coming up that he says where he's uncomfortable and stuff like that in the video, and that yes, there are some of them where he walks away, but it's also he does mention this as well, but it is also on him to walk away more. He says that you talked to JJ about this, but you clearly didn't talk about it enough. JJ, yes, he's quite ignorant, he's very ego boosted and everything like that, but at the time he wasn't. So you gotta weigh up these things. Like, yes, I understand it's a bit more violent than it should be, but on the other hand, brothers do this shit all the time, and I'm pretty confident in saying at least 70% of all brothers or sisters in that case, siblings in general, know what this is like. Honestly, in my retrospect, I don't think it's much of an argument. Yes, he should have stopped when he asked him to, but I think coming back to it is like, I don't know, it feels a bit manipulative to me, personally.
I would just walk out because I would just simply walk out. I would just walk out because it wasn't funny. I didn't like it. Ow! Ah! Ah! Ow! Ah! Ah!
I personally see this as well as if what Deji's going for is to force sympathy, which again I think he is that I think he used too long of a clip. Because honestly, half of those clips he's smiling and laughing. Again, what brothers do in the fighting argument, and he takes way too long to get up and leave. You know, I get like you get that breaking point, but if something's pissing you off from the start, which he claims it is, you're not smiling through it. Let's be real. Like, if you don't want your brother to punch you, you're not smiling waiting for it to happen. If you don't want your brother to punch you, you're like, no, please don't do it. Please, please don't. If you're like, play fighting and stuff like that, fair enough. Smile all you want. I don't care. But, again, there's a limit to this shit.
Anyway, a few days pass. Me and my brother, we make up, and obviously we start to do videos with each other again. My brother texted me saying, "Hey Deji, I've got a great idea involving FIFA," and obviously I was ecstatic. I was like, I get to see my brother again. So FIFA and challenges were really, really popular at the time, and for an unknown reason, this would have to cause me pain. So my brother had an idea of FIFA slavery FIFA. Some of you guys may have seen the video. It involves, if the other person scores, you have to get hit with a belt. I'm just gonna whip your ass. And let me whip your ass. Ow! Ow! I saw it as all fun and games. But when I look at it now, even today, challenges with my brother, pain is a recurring theme. I mean, even our latest challenge we've done consists of pain. You punched me in the face!
You're gonna get a stomach punch.
No!
You get to call out what you want.
No, you can't just make shit up.
I want a stomach punch.
That's not fair!
You know how to get punched in the stomach. Come on, bro.
And you guys can see for yourself that pain is a very recurring theme with...
Right, okay, so I'm going to try and cut that little section up in pieces, and to avoid the idea of me taking clips out of context, I'm going to give context to anything that I deem too long. So the start of that clip, that hopefully of what you've just seen, is Deji's talking, or Deji and KSI had an argument, surprise, surprise. KSI owned the house at the time, kicked Deji out. Deji went to move back in with his parents' new house, and that's where they make up and they start doing videos again. And so that's the context that you need, essentially, from that section. So he mentioned slavery FIFA, right? In terms of growing up watching JJ and Deji, a lot of it, I remember both of them are quite equal in terms of FIFA. That was kind of what made their videos pretty good, was that it wasn't just older brother dominates little brother, because as much as you might expect that, they were both kind of similar skill levels in terms of FIFA. Yes, JJ probably won a bit more, but the games were still entertaining to watch. And on that same level, as Deji himself provides, it's not like JJ just did all the whipping in the slavery FIFA video. Deji got his own chances and had a lot more chances than what he showed. On the second point of that, he could have said no. But again, just like it is a lot of playing the YouTube algorithm now, it was playing the YouTube algorithm then. So they knew the video would bang, which I'm pretty sure it did, so they both agreed. JJ came up with an idea, Deji was like, yeah, sick. Whether it was because you wanted to spend time with your brother or not, I personally don't think so. Well, actually no, I can agree with that. You know, you want to spend time with your brother and stuff like that, but you could suggest a different video where there is no pain. So, Again, I feel like I'm being really biased. I'm trying to see both sides of it, but I'm looking at it as if this was a similar situation with my brother. Like, if Deji was my brother right now or something going against me. Like, I don't know. It's all a bit far-fetched. My voice has just changed because I got something stuck in the back of my throat. I don't know. It just seems manipulative to me.
But late 2015, I was talking to this girl for maybe a year. Long story short, JJ, knowing that I talked to her, done videos with her and everything, it just came as a surprise when I found out that my brother had slept with her.
Okay, this point, again, like I'm trying to be biased or anything like that. I'm not trying to be biased or anything like that. I straight up agree with Deji. At this point, this would be something he goes on briefly afterwards to say that it really affected him. And honestly, I 100% agree with you there, Deji, because shit like that would fuck you up. I don't agree with KSI's actions at all, especially KSI's response to, or at least what Deji says is, okay, my video just cut, so sorry about that. What he says that JJ's response was that, you know, she came to me. I don't agree with that at all. You know, if you know your brother's talking to someone, you don't go fuck her. In plain simple terms, you don't do that. Brothers code, it's similar to guys and friends code as well at the same time. It's douchey by JJ in that respect. Again, it was a long time ago. They obviously moved past it. Still a douchey thing to do. Okay, so I've just skipped a lot of the video. We're into like the 20 plus minutes now. Mainly because what he talks about is, or what he then talks about in that section between the last thing I showed you and now, is he talks about Randolph, essentially, and how he says that he regrets showing JJ's bank transfer statement and stuff like that. Still doesn't acknowledge that it was a gift from JJ. Says that JJ still paid for the wedding, which is ignorant. He lied, so speak the truth. First of all, Deji. So that's all that is about, and he goes on to speak about how in KSI's reaction to Randolph's diss track Manchild, that he spits, or he says that, or he makes it come across as if JJ is only supporting Randolph, which, if you then follow on with that storyline, it's kind of not the case. Yes, JJ gasses up Randolph's diss track. It's a good diss track, I ain't gonna lie. You know, and Deji also says that Randolph makes a lot of shit public. That shit happens in diss tracks. We've seen it for the past 2 years of diss track seasons. You know, happens. Get over yourself in that and grow up a little bit. But as I was saying, if you continue with the storyline of JJ reacting stuff, when he reacts to Ran, Deji's reply, KSI gasses him up too. And he doesn't. The only point at which JJ hates is when he finds out that Deji's showing his bank statement, stuff like that. But the rest, even then, after that little section, he still gasses Deji. So, in the fact of that, he's not supporting Deji, absolutely outrageous. He also then goes to talk on about Randolph's other reply, victory speech, and says that the video clip of them sparring, and if I remember, I'll put them in here. Yeah, the video of them sparring was only for their eyes, like Deji and JJ's eyes. So he's saying that, oh, you know, KSI gave Randolph this clip to use, and I slightly see where that's coming from in the fact of that, you know, if JJ really didn't want to be involved or anything like that, he didn't have to give Randolph this clip, so he didn't. In the sense of that, oh, it's for my eyes and his own eyes only, I think that's bullshit as well. Again, going back to the private stuff, if this was anyone else, like Simon could have had that point. You know, if Simon had had this video and sent it to Randolph, he wouldn't have had a point to stand on. It's just the fact that it's JJ. Again, if JJ didn't want to get involved, he shouldn't have sent the clip. But it's all the sense of that the eyes only thing. Private stuff gets leaked in diss tracks, and that's what Deji for some reason doesn't quite seem to understand. Deji leaked JJ's private bank transfer thing, and if anything, that's probably the only reason why JJ was involved in that one bit of the video. So, you know, Deji did like that bank transfer thing. Even when I first watched the video, when I first watched Ran, I was like, whoa, this is JJ's personal bank record. Why are you showing this? So, and Deji himself, I think it's just before this when he talks about his diss track, or it's just after this, I don't know. He talks about doing stuff in anger. Like he does this out of anger. He said this out of anger. What if JJ did the same thing, right? It's a two-way street. You can't make this one excuse for yourself, but then not allow or not apply it to other people as well. If you did it out of anger, I kind of get it. I've done things out of anger too. But you can't then expect other people not to do the same thing as you. If you've acted out of anger, there's probably a 99% chance JJ's done it as well, in terms of that. And honestly, it's a 4-second clip of you getting punched by JJ and falling down. And it's public knowledge that Deji, you sucked. When you started boxing, which you've said that this clip was out when you started boxing, you sucked. It was evidently known that you sucked. So I really don't think him showing this 4-second clip of you getting punched and knocked down really fucking affects anything to do with you and JJ. Honestly.
And when I was on Logan Paul's podcast, I did not say any negativity about my brother. Only in talks of the diss track. I still did not betray my brother entirely. Logan asked me questions like, who was JJ's girlfriend? And I just refused to answer. I refused to answer because I still had some respect for my brother. Some respect.
I heard this, and Quedeca even said it. He said he's hiding a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Does your brother have a girlfriend?
Yeah, what's another comment? That one I'm not gonna comment on.
Yo.
Because he told me not to mention anything, so I'm not gonna be like.
So this clip that you just saw, I'm going to try and cut it up so it's a little bit shorter for you guys. He talks about going on impulsive podcast, which honestly, I don't care that he went on impulsive. I get JJ does, you know, Logan and him, not friends, obviously. But I think if Deji had gone on impulsive for any other reason other than what Deji obviously was supposedly to just trash talk KSI, I think KSI would have been fine with it. But he says that, oh, even though I went on impulsive podcast, I didn't say anything bad about him, which in a retrospect is true. He only talked about negatively in terms of the diss track itself, which is, you know, granted. But he's like, oh, Logan Paul asked me about his girlfriend. I didn't say anything. You know, it's... And he says that he didn't say anything because JJ asked him not to. JJ also asked you not to go in impulsive. So it's like, where does the line stop? You know? It's like very contradicting. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna go on this podcast, but then you're not gonna release his girlfriend. Like at one point, like I get they're slightly different scenario, like they're different like drama levels, I guess. But again, you're just contradicting yourself. You're like, oh, I don't want to ask permission for JJ anymore. Goes on impulsive. Oh, but I'm not gonna say about your girlfriend. I'm not gonna say that. You know, it's like, oh, at this time, I didn't want to act out of anger, which is fair enough. Good for you. Good for you for not doing it. But then at the same time, then you shouldn't have gone in impulsive. Because you know Logan was going to try and do stuff like that. So, I don't know if any of this is making sense to you guys. I hope it is. I hope my opinions are somewhat coming across as meh. But anyway, there's a few more points. Again, trying to move through it as quickly as possible for you, I promise. Let's just go back into it. Okay, so the next thing that Deji goes on to talk about is the Christmas situation. If you don't know what happened on Christmas, obviously the diss track had happened. JJ went over to Deji and his parents' house on Christmas to talk, but it turned into a big argument. Like, apparently it was all recorded by JJ, but I don't think it was all recorded. I think that's a little bit of a lie on both our ends. But it seemed that like JJ went there specifically just to argue and to fight, which again we don't know because, you know, we weren't there. Again, this could be a two-sided story kind of thing. JJ could have appeared friendly and stuff at the beginning, like intended, but something could have sparked anything, you know. So again, you can't really judge if you don't know all the entire facts. So that's that. And it ended with Deji saying like, "I own the house, get out," because JJ said he was gonna smash his computer, stuff like that. And he goes on to talk about how JJ manipulated the event, and both of them did. Both of them manipulated the event. The tweets aren't there anymore, which is a good thing because they sorted it at one point. The tweets are gone, so they were both playing the victim card. Deji was on about to JJ, oh, you're playing the victim card, but then Deji was doing the same thing. So there really isn't much to speak about Christmas. I don't have much of an opinion on it. I'm glad that they sorted it when they did at the time. Obviously now it's blown up again, but I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird situation, especially for Christmas. Like, damn, Christmas family fucking holiday. But he then goes on to talk about how JJ kind of manipulated the situation with his second channel videos.
Is making fun of the whole situation in his videos. This further caused me to get hate, and I asked my brother if he could stop trash talking me in videos, where his only response was for me to delete the diss track. But going back to my brother's texts, at the end of the day, it's just a diss track, and it's helping his channel. It's exactly what it was doing. It was helping his channel.
Right, okay, so this clip I kind of don't agree with. I get the hypocrisy section of that screenshot. It comes up again earlier in the video, I just didn't show it. That screenshot where Deji's just like, because it was when Deji was going to reply to Randolph, but like Deji was pissed about it and kind of contemplating, and JJ was like, you know, it's just a diss track, go for it. You know, it's gonna help your channel either way. In that sense, it did help Deji. Deji's channel was slightly in limbo, and it did revive his channel a little bit. Like, there's no denying that. So, in that scenario, JJ was right. I think JJ has every right to be a little bit mad about the unforgivable diss track, more of the fact that it's his brother. You know, it's not Crypt, it wasn't Quadeca, it wasn't Dax or anything like that. This was your own brother that you've just dropped all this fact and knowledge about and told these other random people who hate JJ about the shit, like the abortion, stuff like that. So I think in that situation, JJ honestly has a valid opinion to want the video taken down. I don't think it was doing well for his channel. I don't think it was helping it. Yes, it was creating drama, which then JJ created videos out of, but specifically it would have hurt him, would have hurt his feelings. Even though if JJ sometimes comes across like he doesn't like have feelings, it would have hurt him deep down in the sense that it was his own brother. You know, if it was like someone else, probably wouldn't have given a shit, but it was you. So, and if it was the same way back, guarantee you would ask the video to be taken down as well. 100%.
Terrible decisions that ruin one's career. And Deji's just, that bad boy. We have to start with the Deji memes, okay? Only in this video we'll talk about it. But after that, we can't do any more, okay? Deji. This is like the first Deji one we've seen. So I guess that's progress. Back in LA, I was paying for your taxi. Card declined. But victim cards!
He kept using me as a laughing post in his Reddit videos.
So, in this clip, and the clip you just saw, it said that JJ was laughing about the situation, which he was. You know, but I don't think you can be mad at JJ for laughing about it, because at the end of the day, once the situation has passed, at which point JJ had thought it kind of had, you can deal with it like one of like three ways. IMO, you can grovel over it and still be really butthurt about it. You can completely ignore it and move on like nothing happened, which is usually the best one in terms of drama situations like this. Or you could turn it into a laugh, turn it into a joke. It's like, oh, remember when we fucking argued about this? Oh. You know, like people deal with shit in different scenarios. JJ's way of dealing with it was laughing about it. I know that comes across really unbiased, but in that sense, I personally, on a level, like, understand JJ. I laugh through shit a lot. Like, arguments, I'll laugh through it. Some of them, like, granted, like, there are ones that you don't laugh about, but obviously, this isn't about me, this is about JJ. JJ is, I'm speaking as if I know him on a personal level, but, you know, like, he is that laughable guy. At least that's what he comes across in videos. And when I met him at the VIP meet, he was kind of like the same guy. So, again, you deal with shit in different ways. People do it all the time. I personally think that JJ just chose to laugh through it because, in a sense, he also wasn't given a choice. Because Reddit, if you watched JJ's second channel at the time, Reddit was just Deji, Dax, Deji, Dax, Deji, Crypt, Quideka, something like that. It was all taking fun of Deji, and as you just saw, KSI said stop, but Reddit continued. And you can make the argument, oh, KSI could have cut it out of his video, but again, playing to YouTube's algorithms, stuff like that. I don't think he clickbaited Deji's video name in the title all that much, so if you're a random viewer, you could have clicked on that video and not known a single thing. So I don't think he was personally laughing at the fact at your expense. So don't think it's a valid point.
So a recurring thing that I found out about my brother is that he tends to attack people when they're down. Him in the whole fight, he still continued to bash him for no reason.
Round number 1.
All right.
Okay, this I also don't agree with in the fact of that he's saying that he kicked Joe when he was down, or still made fun of Joe when he was down and less or at a low point. And honestly, so many people made videos about Joe Weller's boxing video with the F2 guy. Because honestly, I didn't like the video. I could have made a reaction video on it, wouldn't have banged, but I could have done it and gone in as well. Just because JJ beat him in a fight doesn't mean shit in that case. Anyone could have gone in on Joe. And to say that, oh, he's still going in on him even though after you beat him, this was like a year afterwards. This video was like a whole year afterwards, and JJ has said countless times that he doesn't like Joe. He has now since come out and defended Joe in certain instances. So, I think it's a stupid point. Honestly, I think it's a stupid point, kicking someone while they're down. You shouldn't do it at all. Certain circumstances, though. Like, that sounds so hypocritical. I don't know. I don't think you can hate on JJ for laughing at Weller. Because they don't like each other. You don't like like Joe doesn't like JJ, JJ doesn't like Joe. They had a bit of banter back and forth on YouTube. You know, again afterwards, and it was funny. You know, if you don't like each other, plain and simple rules, you laugh at each other a lot, or you make fun of each other a lot. You know, it's banter. It's not bullying, it's banter. At least in this situation, it's banter. It is 100% banter.
He would also be passive-aggressive in his videos. So he would say something and then end it with, I'm joking. Whereas he's not joking, he's serious about the message. Whereas people will obviously take this as him being serious. It's just that I'm joking as just a defense mechanism.
You know what would really top it off? If my second channel was able to overtake Deji in subscribers. That would really piss him off. Deji, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. Deji, this is all a joke.
This manipulation. Personally, again, I trying to go in with this an open mind. I personally think that this is manipulation. He's saying that JJ saying certain things and doing certain things is purposely trying to destroy Deji, essentially, by him unsubscribing to Deji in a video. At the time, I believe when he unsubscribed to Deji in a video, they were feuding. Kind of understandable why he did it. He didn't need to show it. That's fair enough. He didn't need to show it because, you know, KSI's fans will do a lot like what JJ does, especially the younger ones. Not me, for instance. I still subscribe to Deji anyway. Or am I? Actually, no, I don't think I do because I don't. Again, this is back to the bias thing. I don't like Deji's videos that much. I used to be subscribed to him at least, and I didn't unsubscribe because of this. Yeah, this is difficult to explain. Right. Okay, so I was trying to find my point now. So he's saying that it seems like JJ treats it as competition or anything like that, saying that, oh, I hope my second channel overtakes Deji. It's like, and then he's saying that, oh, just because JJ says it's a joke afterwards, he's not actually joking, he's being 100% serious, he wants his second channel to overtake it. I believe half and half of that. Like, I think it's like a half serious statement in the fact of that. I don't think JJ really cares. If his second channel overtook Deji, then, you know, lol, it's funny. But I don't think he would go out of his way to do it either. JJ's absence of YouTube for the past couple of months and year shows that. I don't think he cares about numbers. The fact that he uploads everything onto his second channel anyway, and then if it doesn't monetize it, he doesn't care. He's one of the few people who don't care. Yes, money does that for you, but he'll still upload it anyway. He doesn't care. Really doesn't give a shit about numbers or anything like that. So, and if you think about it, if JJ never took that break, or was still consistent to this day, he probably would be at least 30 million compared to 20 million subscribers, at the rate he was growing anyway. So, I personally think, again, this is another instance of it just being brothers. Friendly competition is a thing. It's definitely a thing. 100% a thing. And I think Deji's just taking it to heart. I don't think he's seeing the joking side of it. And there are arguments that, you know, it could be like, well, you know, it can be hurtful, it can be offensive. Again, it is his own brother. But then again, at the same time of using, oh, it's his own brother, you got to see that, like, do you really think that JJ would go, yeah, now, yes, maybe. Then, no. Especially when, believe this video is after they made up. That's why JJ's just like, oh, I'm kidding. I'm 100% kidding. I don't want to go through this again. Because I think he is kidding. I don't think JJ's saying this seriously.
My parents that well. If I'm honest, he doesn't even know my parents' birthdays. My dad had to remind my brother of when my mum's birthday was.
Right, okay. Personally, I can defend JJ on this point because it's really bad. I know my parents' birthdays. My dad is October 6th and my mum is March 3rd. I don't know their birth year. I don't know how old they are. Honestly, I'd have to ask them to find that out. And there are cases when I forget. People are forgetful. You forget things, even birthdays. I know countless people who forget their parents' birthdays. Like, it'll be like last minute. It's like, oh, wait, my mom's birthday is at the end of this week, or it's today, or it's tomorrow, or something like that, and they have to rush out and get a present. It's a very common thing. Very common thing. And honestly, personally, I think JJ's parents are being really one-sided with Deji, because they're all just seeing Deji's this thing, because Deji could be feeding them all this information. You don't know. But I personally think that his own parents are being a bit biased in the situation.
This is me finally standing up for myself and not letting my brother bully me anymore. People will take this the wrong way and see this as an attack, but this is literally just me sticking up for myself. For years, I've been suppressed. But me making this video, I don't want any negativity towards my brother. From what you've heard in this video, please, I did not make this video for my brother to get hate.
Very similar to the first 2 seconds. Absolute 100% bullshit. Yes, he was defending himself and defending probably why a lot of people have been unsubscribing, questioning why he re-uploaded the diss track. But very similar to the very first point I made, if you didn't want JJ to get hate or anything like that, you wouldn't post a video about it. You'd go to Twitter, because Twitter is less impactful. Yes, drama alert, probably still would have got it, but if you really wanted to put it out that much, you'd go to Twitter. And I don't see Deji. He's put ads on this video as well, by the way. I don't think they're on there now because I think I've watched it. So he had advert. If he's turned them off now because of the backlash for that specific section, he had ads on this video because A, he knew it was going to get views, and B, you know, monetize your brother. You're slagging off your brother. Yeah, good point. I don't know. I don't think he would have gone so in depth if he didn't want JJ to get hurt. Like, if you were just defending yourself, he didn't need to put like the first 20 minutes of this video in where he's talking about 2012, 2013 videos. He could have gone through the half an hour video of the Christmas section, what happened after Christmas, and essentially being like, you know, it pissed me off, I needed views, stuff like that. Or if he could have just made up something that JJ had been like, it would backlash, but you know, you get my point. He didn't need to make a 45-minute video on why he re-uploaded the diss track when only about 10 to 15 minutes of it actually explained why he re-uploaded the diss track. So, without saying again being too biased, The first 20 minutes of this video is 100% playing the victim card, IMO. And the fact that he's saying that he's not looking for sympathy and that he doesn't want JJ to get hate from this is 100% bullshit. Because JJ is losing subscribers right now, and I guarantee you Deji's just like, oh my god, revenge is sweet. Ha. So, that is the very last point I wanted to touch on. I hope this video has somewhat made sense, and I hope I haven't rambled too much to the point of that my points don't make sense. So, in final conclusion, Deji is wrong for re-uploading the diss track because it's very personal and he's your brother. KSI is in the wrong for 2012, 2013 in the fact that you didn't need to be that aggressive. I get it was popular on YouTube at the time. Didn't need to be that aggressive. Sleeping with your brother's friend thing who you knew he was interested in, also douchebag move. The rest of it, JJ bullying people when they're down, explained. The family thing, explained. It's just, I don't know. He 100% intended to get sympathy, and he 100% intended to get JJ back a little bit. Because he figured that if I explain this all, some people will probably rally to my side, because YouTube, the YouTube audience is so just like, I support this person. Wait, this video says a lot bad about them. Brah! That's literally the YouTube community. 100%. That is it. So, they're both in the wrong. I think this Deji video is a lot of manipulation. I think if you think about it logically, even a lot of people in the comments who were slating KSI put out this tweet, if I remember, I'll put it on there as well, which is also getting slated. It's literally just the, oh shit, here we go again meme, and I don't know, I looked at it, I laughed. A lot of people are taking it really, really fucking seriously. Maybe I should be taking it a lot more seriously, but I just can't see it that much. Like, I get maybe it's because, I don't know, a lot of people are siblings, so I don't know. Maybe I'm entirely wrong. I could be entirely wrong. If I am, you know, hold my hands up. But this is just my opinion. I hope my opinion has come across, and if you agree or disagree, then go ahead, comment down below. If you like this video, slap a like on it, and if you want to see any more videos like this, just let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new, turn the notifications bells on. Don't know why you'd want to, but that's my first time saying it, so go for it. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I'm going to go try and edit it now. It's going to be a clusterfuck to edit, 100%. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.